and gentlemen, welcome to Walking with J.Beau and almost daily walking vlog. We just had a very, very heavy downpour. Now the sky is clearing up. The skies are drying up. I see some of the clouds in the distance have that, looks like a paintbrush pulled the wet paint down, so that looks like it's raining up there somewhere. But as you can see, it's sporadic. So anyways, my friends, I walked 6 miles yesterday, but I did not upload the video. I did, however, make it private just for me, and that's because I talked about some subject matter that is not appropriate for YouTube. Plus I had some personal commentary in there about, well, things I don't discuss on my walks. And it was such a beautiful fall day yesterday, nice and sunny. Leaves are all changing, and it was absolutely a beautiful video. So rather than delete it, I kept it, and I will watch it when I want to watch it. Today, I'm going to walk, now that it stopped raining, and I'm going to stop and get some milk on the way back. I need some milk. I went and I got some soap earlier down the street. Believe it or not, the Family Dollar here does not sell milk. I thought I'd be able to get some milk. Why do they not carry milk? Everybody carries milk, for crying out loud. Anyway, I'll stop and get some on the way back. So I'm watching some coverage today. A lot of people are quite shocked, apparently, that President Trump is doing what many presidents in the past have done. Which is renovate part of the White House. Is he putting in a bowling alley like Richard Nixon did? Because Richard Nixon liked bowling. No. Nope. Is he doing a renovation like Barack Obama did? No. Yes and no. John F. Kennedy did some renovating. Harry Truman did a big renovation. Other presidents have done renovations. But why is everybody upset today? Because Donald fucking Trump did it. The fucking nerve of Donald Trump to spend his own fucking money and donor money fully unchecked by Congress. How fucking dare he? How dare he deny the Democrats their politicization of Trump spending his own fucking money? So, of course, I gotta turn the camera around. mean, you understand, right? You understand the outrage if Trump had used tax dollars? It would be crying congressmen, crying media. He's spending $200 million of tax dollars on a vanity project. So instead, they're crying about him spending his own money and actually saying that it would have been better if he had spent tax dollars, because then there would be oversight. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Hi. Hi. How you doing? So he spends his own money, comes up with its own donor money, and now this is a big problem, right? These people are going to complain no matter what, okay? Oh, he's spending all this money making fun and laughing at Americans who are having a tough time because of the Republican shutdown. Seriously? All right, well, if you're not laughing too hard to listen to what I'm saying, because you should be, well, you know, these people are just literally unbelievable. So President Trump, quote unquote, paved over the Rose Garden. Partially true. He didn't put pavement in. They just like to say that because it sounds like he destroyed something. He paved it over. No, they put some stuff that's like white stone to match the rest of the White House. And they did that because typically you'd have functions in the Rose Garden. Women's heels would sink in the ground. They'd have mud on them. Mud problems in the Rose Garden. So again, a lot of functions happen in the Rose Garden. It's better for the press, and it's better for other people. And Trump has tables out there, and he has these gold umbrellas like he has at Mar-a-Lago. And that seems to be what rubs people the wrong way. Trump wanted this. Trump wanted it, it's bad. So anyway, the big thing about him spending his own money, you know, why does anybody have a problem with that? They're actually upset that he spent his own money and doesn't have congressional oversight. So it's Trump's ballroom, and now it's not the people's ballroom, when he has clearly stated that he's paying for it and it's the people's ballroom. So don't let people get away with saying that. Seriously. It's just another example of, if somebody hates Trump, they're going to hate the ballroom. And whatever way it's financed, they're going to criticize it. Doesn't matter if it's his own money. It doesn't matter if it's taxpayer money. So to recap, he uses his own money and donor money, and that's bad because it should be taxpayer money according to these people, because then it's truly the people's house and not Trump's. If Trump uses tax dollars, then he's a fucking bastard wasting tax dollars on a vanity project. So there's no way for him to win with these people on anything. So Trump basically is not even trying to. They're gonna say what they want anyway, so fuck it, I'll do what I want. That's what he's doing. I mean, these people are crazy, all right? And of course, the media is leading the charge. The same media people don't watch anymore. Everything is anti-Trump, 24/7. So, don't even bother trying to figure it out, because you can't. There's no logic behind TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. It is what it is. It's incurable, and as Trump jokingly says, probably terminal. I mean, look what's happening to the Democratic Party. They're giving themselves fake polls. They're whipping out the fake polls again, my friends. Shutdown is in day 22 or 21, whatever the hell it is. And the fake polls are coming out saying how Trump's approval is plummeting, which it's not. It's truly unbelievable the depths that they sink to promote this stupidity. It was a simple continuing resolution. The American people are not stupid. They know this. Nobody in the media is talking about demands from the Republicans in this CR, because there aren't any. They're talking about the demands Democrats have. I mean, at some point you have to realize these people are literally insane. They're insane. Anyway, they'll have to get over it like they have to get over everything else. Trump is in his second term. He realizes his place in history, and he wants to leave something behind as part of his legacy. Something the Democrats aren't going to tear down after he comes out of office. Though, it would not surprise me if they use tax dollars to tear down the ballroom he builds and put it back like it was. Because Trump did it. Fucking son of a bitch and Trump. He's coming in. You know, I saw a Democrat on CNN earlier. All the historic things that have happened in the White House. All the things that have happened and the history it has. Look how shocking this is. Donald Trump is destroying the White House. Well, what you have to do is look up that wing of the White House, the East Wing, and then look at the part that's being worked on. It's a very small portion of the entire White House area. So again, it's the media making a big deal. They're doing the thing they do for rallies for Democrats, which, by the way, the Democrats have called a rally. They've called a rally because Donald Trump is destroying the White House. So they're going to go fundraise off it, get a whole bunch of people to hate Trump, who's destroying the White House. And the media is not really showing what part of the White House is being worked on and how insignificant it is. And how past presidents have done similar things. And how he's not using tax dollars. And why that's a good thing. Instead, they're going to say it's a bad thing. And the fact that we do need a ballroom that you can fit more than 100 people in. So this is going to be the square footage of a football field. And President Trump is going to show the world that he has the biggest balls of them all. Yes, whip out the AC/DC song, Big Balls. We've got the biggest balls of them all. She wants big balls. He wants big balls. We've got the biggest balls of them all. Well, President Trump has the biggest balls out of everybody. Big balls. Big, giant, fucking presidential balls like no other president has ever had. His first term, they kept him in check. He had to play defense. He had to dance the dance. The media still had some power. And the Democrats were in Congress. Impeach, impeach, impeach. Well, now President Trump is running free with the full authority and power of the White House. And I'm loving every fucking minute of it. Does the president have the authority to do renovations on the White House? Yes, he does. What's Trump's big crime? He didn't run it by Congress first because he was using tax dollars. So he decided not to use tax dollars so he wouldn't have to do that. Because then you're going to have committee, you're going to have oversight hearings. Trump is a criminal. There's no need of this, blah, blah, blah. Well, he did the right thing. He bypassed all of that. And these fucking jamooks are still not happy. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Bitch about everything. Bitch about how he wipes his ass. Bitch about how Trump goes to the bathroom. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Fucking Trump. Trump, Trump. But, here's the thing. Can any Democrat voter tell you Democrat policy to vote for next year? No. They can tell you everything bad about Trump. They can tell you everything their Democrat that's elected to office thinks of Trump. But they're hemorrhaging voters because of messaging. You can't just talk about Trump and win an election. In fact, talking about Trump right now is probably the worst thing they can do. Because, you know, while it raises them dollars, it's not solving any problems. They're not getting their message out. They should be going on CNN and say, yeah, okay, fine. Okay, you done talking about Trump now? We've got issues to talk about. Bernie Sanders is doing that. AOC is doing that. So the media is basically an enemy of Democrats right now because all they're talking about is Trump, 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 because they want ratings. It's not helping the Democrats, and the Democrats are starting to notice. Too bad they didn't notice 4 years ago or before the prosecutions against Trump were starting, saying this is a bad idea. You're opening a Pandora's box. It's going to come back to bite us. There's more in the world than Donald Trump. So Trump is having too many successes, and the Democrats really don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. Since the shutdown has started, Trump's numbers have gone up. They're not blaming Donald Trump. Today, we had Senator Murphy on social media quoting a fake poll saying Trump's numbers are down. Republican numbers are down. Americans are blaming Republicans for the shutdown. It's not reality. It's not what's happening. They're lying blatantly. There's too much other polling stating otherwise, as well as common sense. Do you honestly believe Americans are blaming Republicans for a simple continuing resolution that wasn't asking for anything extra than what was already financed by Democrats from Biden's presidency? They're upset with the one big beautiful bill. That's what Democrats are upset about. So they decided to have a shutdown to try to force Republicans to put some of it back that they took out democratically by doing something and abusing their democratic powers, trying to force Republicans to put stuff back that they took out. Stuff that's going to be negotiated by the end of the month anyway. So the Republicans are holding steady. They're not going to cave. They're just going to wait until the Democrats finally realize that they're going to have to open the government. This is a new Republican Party, a Trumplican party with spine and backbone. In the old days, Panicans would have caved by now already. They would have caved. How do I know that? Because we're already getting into the longest shutdown ever. And the last time we had one, Paul Ryan on the Republicans caved. Trump felt like he was forced to sign it. And he also said when he did that, he's never doing it again. Paul Ryan was a rhino, is a rhino still. So Trump is not going to fall for that shit again. This is Trump 2.0, not 2.1. You know, this is the same Trump White House that didn't fight for General Flynn, 3-star general that he allowed the Democrats to get rid of. You had Republicans like Lindsey Graham in his ear telling him that he should get rid of Flynn, should do this, should do that. Trump was new, didn't know any better, and they took advantage of that. And I don't fault Trump for that. I don't think he realized what he was getting into fully. I mean, who would, really? How many of our eyes have been truly opened since he was elected? So a lot of us had a different mindset when Trump was elected as well. That's just the truth of it. A lot of us were a lot more naive, even ones that weren't naive. I never considered myself naive to what was going on, but I didn't realize how big and severe the problem was. And that's the good thing with Trump, is he forced them to show themselves. He forced the media to reveal how bad they were and how corrupt they were. And now they have destroyed themselves because people are awake. We saw, we know what they did. So we'll be okay, my friends. We will be okay. Enough people know what's going on. Enough people know. The media and Democrats treat people like they're stupid. And granted, you know, a lot of people are stupid. Still. A lot of people are still stupid. They don't get it. They don't understand that almost all of the Democratic Party is gone. Some of the older rhinos are being unseated from power from within, from their own. And they were too stupid to see it. Too late. They were too willing to play along with Chuck Schumer as one voting body instead of being individuals. And now they're fucked. They're cooked. They're done. Tut finito, Benito. Stick a fork in them. Chuck Schumer's finished. He's done. The old guard got old. They let down their guard. And they listened to donors. And they shouldn't have. Now they're screwed. Now they can't fix their party. The cancer has run out of hand. That's what the Democratic Party has right now, a socialist cancer. And it's rearing its head nationally. I'm going to use one example here from Maine. Graham Plattner. You're hearing about Graham Plattner in the news today after I've been talking about him for 2 to 3 weeks now, a month. I've been talking about this guy for over a month. Said that he's a socialist. And he's a cancer and a stain. And he's similar to Mamdani. And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with because the new Democratic Party has a propensity to, they're getting more real, okay? They're getting more real with the voters. Oh, he's controversial, but he's real. He's being honest. Trump does that, doesn't he? Yeah, Trump's honest. That's why people like him. He is what he is. He doesn't hide anything. So they reference Trump like that when they're showcasing their quote-unquote new raw talent. I'll wait till we get by these people here. Hi, how you doing? Beautiful dog. All right, so Graham Plattner is now getting asked questions from people in Congress and Senate, like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was defending the tattoo Graham Plattner has. He goes, really? You're talking to me about a tattoo, he says, where we have all this oligarchy and all this other malarkey and whatever else, anarchy. Yes, Bernie, they're asking you, a Jew, Bernie Sanders is Jewish, about a Nazi tattoo that Graham Plattner had on a live stream he did, shirtless. So we get Democrats being more real. They're doing live streams shirtless, okay? And he had a Nazi tattoo on him. And he won't denounce it. He says, well, one night, drinking while serving my country in combat, I got a tattoo in Croatia. Like many Marines have, he said. Like many Marines have when they're in a port in a storm. Had a few drinks, I got a tattoo. Had no idea it was a Nazi symbol, he said. Had no idea that the same symbol on Nazi SS uniforms with the skull and the crossbones, and it's called a Totenkampf. It is a symbol of Nazi rule and ideology, racism, hating Jews. So it's no coincidence that he was another one defending Palestine, and he has a Nazi tattoo on his chest. So that was even discussed on CNN today. and they're shrugging it off like it's nothing. What they didn't do is they didn't mention this guy's paramilitary training he's done here in Maine, which he has. And he was training radical leftists holding up an Antifa flag and the rainbow flag with the AK-47 on it. And he was teaching them how to fight wars, how to shoot, military tactics, paramilitary training, okay? Now, first of all, I'll throw out the disclaimer that I'm not against that. But Democrats here passed legislation banning paramilitary training, making it illegal because of Nazis and white supremacists, far-right radicals. That's why they passed the legislation here as an anti-far-right extremism preventive tool. And then we had this far-left extremist paramilitary training. There's pictures of this paramilitary training with a trans person wearing a dress, head shaved, shooting a gun. There's about 20 to 30 people that attended the SRA. They are the Socialist firearms training. So this is a paramilitary socialist group, organization, the SRA. Socialist Rights of America group. Listening to the woman in my ear. Yep, so this is a socialist paramilitary group with their Antifa flags and their communist flags. The Workers of America Socialist Party flag. This is the guy that's gaining momentum and steam in Maine because Chuck Schumer, another dried up old Democrat, he delves out the money. As the minority leader, he's one of the people that deals out the money to people running for office. So this guy, Graham Plattner, did not get the attention of Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer is putting the money behind Janet Mills, 76-year-old geriatric candidate, again, to run for office in Maine, because the Democrats like to keep their establishment as her reward for her fight against Donald Trump. And she's running on more Trump, Trumpity Trump, Trump. Susan Collins is not pro-Trump because she knows she needs a third of Maine's electorate, which are independent, to win here. And if she supported everything Donald Trump did, she would not get reelected. Not in this state, because I'm a realist. But because she's a moderate, quote-unquote, common sense Republican who doesn't just blindly support everything Trump does, she's going to win this election. And I told you that's how this works here in Maine. So anyway, the point being, Janet Mills is the opposite of that. Everything she did was against Trump. She's going to be very hard-pressed to get enough votes to win against Susan Collins. And that's the magic formula Susan Collins uses. Play the middle. Janet Mills does not play the middle. She plays the left. Gives the finger to the right and gives the finger even harder to the far right. That's not going to win for a national office. Not here. Graham Plattner is a socialist. He's a far left extremist, but he's making all the right noises like a moderate. And he's very honest and sincere in his presentation. I'm not saying he's honest and sincere. I'm saying he's sincere in his presentation. Oh yeah, well, I did a live stream with the tattoo. Obviously, I didn't think it was a big deal. Oh, I got that while serving my country. I was drunk, Croatia. And I just picked a tattoo off the wall. Marines like skulls and crossbones and death, and we're Marines, that's what we do. Well, CNN's like, okay, well, that sounds like a good explanation. They didn't cover that it's a Nazi symbol, literally, right off the Nazi uniform that was killing Jews. If it was a Republican, though, well, you know what they would do with that. So, that's why these people are losing, because the public's not that stupid. Some of them are, but a lot of them are not. And this guy has problems. All this paramilitary stuff I was telling you about. CNN didn't even talk about that today. But he's openly a socialist, borderline communist. And he had a Substack. And he also posted a lot on Reddit in 2020, 2021, recruiting all of these people for northern Maine for paramilitary training. There's a record of it. I'm not making it up. I'm not assuming anything. This guy is a radical leftist socialist. So, and that's his record. There's plenty of photographs. There's a photograph that he posted on Twitter in 2020 where he blurred his face out, where he was training these young radicals how to shoot firearms. And this is the same group that was referenced by Tyler Robinson and his roommate being a member of this socialist military stuff. Same group that these people belong to nationally. So you need to look up the Democratic Socialists of America, and you have to look up the SRA, which is also a radical socialist group. They're very pro-Antifa. They have Antifa flags. They have the rainbow flags, the LGBT militant wing, which is what Tyler Robinson and his roommate Furry was a part of. This is all real stuff happening on the internet. And Graham Plattner, let me put it this way. How many Janet Mills signs have I showed you on my walks? Zero. There's nothing. I've already showed you about 5 or 6 Graham Plattner signs on people's lawns. So the Democrats are talking about these people because they're young, they're energetic, and they're relating to young people better. These out-of-touch Democrats. I watched Andrew Cuomo today in New York. All right, I saw an ad by Zohran Mamdani. The ad starts out with Mamdani running full speed up to the camera. Hi everybody, I'm Zohran Mamdani. I'm running for mayor of New York. You're paying high rents and the cost of living's out of hand because of these old establishment Democrats. I am going to breed new blood in. We're going to fix these problems. I feel your pain. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. I'm young like you are. Andrew Cuomo comes on. Hi. Let's get this nice coat on. $2,000 jacket. I'm Andrew Cuomo. Let's get the scarf, you know. I've been in New York politics my whole life. This guy, Zoran Mamdani, has been associated with one of the 9/11 attackers, which he has, by the way, a cleric. Zoran Mamdani was praising this cleric, saying that Zoran Mamdani still has not condemned Hamas, and he's a radical Islamist. He hates Jews. Have no idea why any fucking Jew in New York would vote for this guy. Have no idea. But Zoran Mamdani is 17.5 points ahead of Cuomo. So a lot of people were, you know, Cuomo's just out of touch. He's just another old Democrat who looks old, talks old, out of touch. He's not on there saying, I feel your pain, this food and cost of living, and because then he has to say, well, I used to be governor. I'm one of the people responsible for it. He can't do that. That's why he's a terrible candidate. That's why Mamdani's going to win. Now, a lot of people were talking about Zilwa, the Republican guardian angel that's running. There was a couple of polls that said if Zilwa dropped out, Cuomo might be within 4 or 5 points of Mamdani, because Zilwa is getting like 12% of the vote, which is about what every Republican does in New York. So, the problem with that is, it's not going to help Cuomo. Nothing's going to help any of these guys at this point. Mamdani's already won this. It's pretty obvious. But it just shows you how out of touch the Democrats are. They're truly out of touch with reality. I mean, bad. So I got into this whole thing talking about Schumer. You know, Schumer's done. He's old. I saw 3 Democrats today, congressmen and 1 senator, saying they're not going to be supporting Chuck Schumer as speaker the next time they have a vote. So they're not happy with this shutdown, despite all the propaganda telling you how everything's going great for the Democrats. The media has stopped. Basically, they've come to their senses and realized this isn't good at all. And now I have seen 3 elected Democrats on CNN today. And this is why sometimes I do opposition research, so you don't have to. Because then you pick up on these things. You can catch the vibe of what's going on. So this guy said Chuck Schumer is not going to have his vote. He goes, we need new leadership. We need to change our party. We're in this mess right now, he said. And, you know, this is a guy that he's voting for the shutdown because he's a party guy and he's going to do what the party wants. But he's on TV saying we need new leadership. This is why we lost last year. This is what's given Trump 2 terms, is we have old establishment, and that's why we're seeing these young people like Graham Plattner and Zoran Mamdani doing so well and so quickly with so little money, because they're talking to people. He said these people are good with the internet, you know, because she goes, well, Trump's old. How come he's doing so well? Well, because he's authentic. People know Trump's not perfect, but he cares. He's sincere. We know he's going to do his best. So, I mean, the way I am right now, I have almost a zero tolerance for anybody that's going against Trump and what we're trying to do, because when you're doing that, what you're doing is you're supporting the Democrats. People you hate, policies you hate. So what I'm saying is, all right, at least just until midterms. Get behind Donald Trump and the Republicans until midterms, and then we'll see what happens then. We're going to have a new presidential election in 2028. Obviously, Donald Trump's not going to be the candidate. And the more people we get to be angry with Donald Trump that are not Republicans, the more we can get what we're trying to get done. I've seen a couple of Republicans online today upset that Donald Trump's using his own money and doing this to the White House. They can't believe he's doing this. So there's that part of the Republican Party that we're going to have to get him in line, friends. They're not seeing the big picture. They're not seeing how much damage the Democrats have done and how much they're prepared to do. They are absolutely going to go scorched earth to burn anything that's red. You know what I mean by that. They're going to prosecute, persecute, investigate, obstruct, delay, resist when they have power. So when you go online and you start bad-mouthing what Speaker Mike Johnson, blah, 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 Donald Trump, blah, 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 this isn't what he said he was going to do. When you start doing that, you're feeding Democrats. And I'm going to have zero tolerance for that. And I will tell you to your face, shut the fuck up, get on the fucking team, because that is seditious bullshit. You're helping Democrats. The same people that fucked everything up hadn't. It's like you guys have forgotten last year at this time. We had an open border. We had crime running rampant. We were funding everything in Ukraine. Everything. Just giving, no, like a drunken sailor, just giving it all away. Tax dollars. You forgot what happened in Afghanistan with that disaster. And how could you just forget all that and then go around saying this shit? How can you do that? I mean, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's not a large number that's straying away from the Trump train. It's not a large number, but 10 to 15% is enough to give Democrats fuel. The whole Epstein thing that's fueling the Democrats right now, that was all caused by 15 to 20% of MAGA, who are panicants. You got Tucker Carlson online, Candace Owens, other influencers online doing the anti-Israel thing, bad-mouthing Trump. Trump hasn't changed his policies with Israel. These people supported Trump before he got elected. Now they're not. You have to ask, why are they doing that? Trump never promised to stop funding Israel or protecting Israel. He said the opposite. Yet they were supporting him. So I don't know what their problem is, other than they must be anti-Semitic and they hate Jews. That's all I can think of. I saw one today criticizing a pastor because the pastor was talking about what's in the Bible. The Bible clearly says that Jews are God's chosen people. The Bible says it. I mean, it's right in there. And if you go against a Jew because you're an anti-Semite, you're not going to fall in favor of the Lord. It says it right there in the Bible. So either these people think they know more than God does, or they're just trying to get clicks to sell ad revenue, and I'm willing to bet it's the latter. You have to have controversy and things people are talking about to get people to watch. Guarantee you, if I started an anti-Jew video segment on my channel, I would start getting a lot of views. A lot of people on the internet gravitate towards that. And I hate that. I'm not a bigot, I'm not a racist, I never have been. Never. If I criticize Israel for something, which I do sometimes, I did on past couple of walks, doesn't mean I hate Jews. I distinguish the difference. I distinguish the difference. It's like I don't hate the people of Palestine, but I hate Hamas. Absolutely. Hamas needs to be gotten rid of. Bunch of radicals. Bunch of radicals responsible for a lot of dead Palestinians. Their own people. Anyway, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be out in a minute. I'll be out. I'm going to use the protocol. There we go. There we go, my friends. Use some hand sanitizer. Have to remember to get some milk. Loaf of bread, container of milk, and a stick of butter. Loaf of bread, container of milk, and a stick of butter. So basically, New York City's fucked. Fucked like Freddy. Starting to cool off now. that, I decided to put on a long sleeve under my heavy sweatshirt. Maybe a good night for some pasta. So this is kind of fun about these walks because, you know, I was talking about Graham Plattner, and he's making national news. And it's kind of interesting because I talked to you guys about him almost a month ago. He's really good. I told you guys that. I also told you that he was going to unseat Janet Mills in the primary. I'm telling you, Democrats are going to go for young. They're going to go for youth, young, even though this guy's around 50, 40 something, I believe, 49. I think they said he was 49. 49 is different than 76. He's a lobsterman. That's the other thing I should mention. He's relating to the working class. The workers' struggle. That's a Marxist talking point they've used. That's how they get power. They tell people they're broke, the system's broken, people that work for a living are getting screwed, vote for me, I'll fix it, and then those people end up getting sent to the gulags. That's what the Bolshevik revolution in Russia was. That's how they came to power. Party of the workers. And these young Marxists all use the same fist in the air symbol. You've seen it on their flyers, and it's always a fist of a person of color, the minority, the downtrodden, the used, the abused. Very effective. It's always been effective. Tell people they're marginalized. The establishment is racist against them. Everything is racist. White people control everything. And that's what these guys do. That's why they're dangerous. They play these young people like a fiddle. Graham Plattner is going to be the one going up against Susan Collins. Susan Collins is another old, out-of-touch politician. Would not surprise me if he beats her. But she does have a good record with independents, because that's how she played it. And she does have a good record of going against Trump. But she votes Republican when it counts. Her vote would have removed Trump from office in one of the impeachments. She voted not to do that. She also voted to confirm Kavanaugh. which really made a lot of Democrats very angry. But she has voted against Trump on a lot of other things that have made Republicans very angry. So she'll make her rounds to the gun stores, shake some hands, kiss some babies, kiss some asses. She'll go have hot dogs at Simona's hot dog stand. That's a tradition for her. Simona's world famous hot dogs. Basically, the secret sauce is steaming the hot dog buns with onions in the steamer. So, my friends, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we talk about these things. We have voter ID coming up on the ballot. The media here, at first, they were covering this honestly, and I guess they got the phone call from the Democratic Party, and now this is going to ruin absentee voting. Save absentee voting. No. Absentee voting will be the same it's always been. They're just going to get rid of the ability to call and request a ballot on somebody's behalf if you're not that person. You have to go online, verify who you are, to get a ballot. Now, a woman in New Hampshire, as an example, just got arrested. Just made the news this week. I don't know if you've seen it yet. But this woman, in last year's election, her mother had died. Okay? Her mother was very political. Hated Donald Trump, and she died before she could vote. So the daughter lied and requested an absentee ballot in her dead mother's name, and she got caught. I don't know how she got caught, but she did. She's been charged. She maintains that that was my mother's wish she made. She wanted to live long enough to be able to vote. She hated Donald Trump. She wanted to live long enough to cast a vote, a ballot. So her daughter got a ballot. Now she's been charged. Now, she maintains that she checked all the boxes, but she didn't vote. She didn't send it in. So they're going to have to prove that she did vote. And she's going to have to prove that she didn't vote. Bottom line, though, from what I read in the article, it doesn't matter if she cast that ballot or not. It's a crime to say you're somebody else to get a ballot, even if when it comes in the mail you use it to wipe your ass with. Doesn't really matter. So it doesn't matter if she voted with it or not. That would have been an additional charge. So she's already admitted she broke the law. She did something illegal. And she thinks that she's going to get sympathy around the statute because her mother died, and that was her wish. She wanted to, this is what she said in the article. She said She wanted to be buried with the ballot. So this woman is trying to say that the ballot is in her casket and it's buried in the cemetery. Pretty convenient, you know. What are you going to do? Go exhume the body just to check if there's a ballot? I guess technically you could. The judge forces it. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to settle for the fact that she already admitted to breaking the law because she did something she wasn't supposed to do to begin with. Voting illegally would just be an additional charge. So she's already going to get charged with a 5-year penalty, which is what that is. Girls out there. Practicing field hockey. Lacrosse. I'm playing lacrosse. Field hockey. Lacrosse is an awesome sport. So anyways, my friends, that's where we are at. All right, my friends, we had a full SD card. I had to stop and delete yesterday's walk. I thought I did that already. Hey, how you doing? Like they're having a good lacrosse workout. Women's lacrosse. It's a tough sport to play. A lot of running. It's like ice hockey on a field. Yep, I think I'm gonna do some pasta tonight. Pasta la vista, baby. Yep, I'm still on the Trump train. I'm gonna be on the Trump train forever and a week. I'm witnessing the greatest presidency I've ever seen in my lifetime. And a lot of other people are going to miss it. Most of them Democrats. You know, at this point, people don't even know why they hate Donald Trump. Really. I mean, what's he done? Say he's a dictator, he's this and that, and I've never seen a dictator obey the courts. He's certainly doing what he promised to do when he ran for election. Now, where he gets into trouble is he put a 50% tariff on Brazil, which is good. But then now he's going out of his way to help the president of Argentina, Milei, who is an economic genius, but that country has had so much problems that he had to fix that he's running into a rough patch. He needs money. So he came to the White House with hat in hand. And now some of the people that voted for Trump said that you weren't going to, you know, you're selling out our beef farmers because Trump wants to take more beef from Argentina to help Argentina, to put pressure on China, and to keep pressure on Brazil. So now you have some Trumpers that's saying, why is he doing this? Why is he selling out our farmers? So the problem the White House has right now is up until the election, they were on top of all the messaging. They had a whole team of people to deal with the messaging. And now they're getting behind on that. So people are wondering, why are you doing that? And when he started renovating the White House, a lot of people were caught off guard with that too, because he didn't seek any permission, because he didn't have to. He's not using tax dollars. So now everybody's like surprised by it. I'm surprised by it, but the explanation was made well enough to me that we need a modern ballroom to host galas, charity events. You know, Democrats are going to be using that in the future. It's for everybody. So I don't understand why people are upset about it, other than it's because fucking Trump did it. Fucking Trump. Fucking Trump. These people are going to be sitting with a straitjacket by the time 2029 comes, when Trump leaves the office. January 20th, 2029 will be his last day. They're going to be sitting there still in a straitjacket, drooling on themselves. Fucking Trump. Fucking Trump. Trump, that fucking Trump. They're doing that now. Trump made a prediction yesterday that the Republicans are going to do just fine in the House in midterms. He goes, I know they say traditionally Republicans or the president that's in power loses the House. He goes, but I don't see that happening this time. The Democrats are lost. And he's right. He is right on that. They are lost. Lost in fucking space. That fucking Trump. Fucking Trump. Trump, that fucker. Fuck. Trumpity Trump. I'd stop and check out the Halloween decor. But I'm soaked with sweat and the temperature has gotten much colder. And the temperature has gotten much colder. So I'm starting to get cold. Now that it stopped raining and the clouds cleared up, you get that radiational cooling and the skies are crystal clear. Sirens. Get my damn milk. Brr, it's getting chilly. So the other thing I want to mention is we have a new firearm coming on the way. It's SDS Imports T-Sauce. We put some T-Sauce on it. I actually heard a T-Sauce representative in the video say it's T-Sauce, but everybody just says T-Sauce. So I don't want to create a controversy now. God forbid we have that. So I'll just say T-Sauce, okay? We'll put some sauce on it. Anyways, it is a stainless steel 1911 duty pistol, 8-shot magazine, 45 ACP. Very excellent money value for dollar. So you will have a video review to look forward to soon, in a couple weeks, and a range video as well. I think I'll do 2 separate videos. We'll do a review video and we'll do a range video, because again, it's one of those things where you can't make everybody happy. If you put just a range video, where's the shooting video? I wanted to see it shot. Then if you just put a shooting video, oh, I'd love to see a close-up review of everything. You put it together in one video. The review was too long, not enough shooting. The shooting was too long, not enough review. Basically, nobody's ever happy with anything. So I'm just going to make 2 separate videos and not care if people are happy or not. I'll link each one underneath each video. All right, well, I'll turn the camera around. I'm going to go into the store here and get some milk. I'll sign off with you before I go in, and then I'll finish my walk. Never fails. I go to sign off and there's always a loud muffler or a motorcycle. It's like a running joke on this channel, isn't it? Every time. How many times have you heard me say that? It's either my fault or theirs. If I stop and I go, okay, I'm going to sit here and wait, there's nothing going on, then I'll start talking, and then somebody's going to come out of an alley. Anyways, my friends, I'm going to sign off with you. Thanks a lot for walking with me today. Thanks for walking with J.Beau. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. I'm going to go in here and get some milk. Say a prayer for Trump and the country. And don't you stray. Don't stray away from making America great again. Stick with it. It's going to work. Especially after the one big beautiful bill kicks in next year. And we'll see you guys on the next walk. Thank you very much, and see ya. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye now. Stay safe.